Okay. So welcome back, everybody. It's we're live from Zone 5, Bargo Sports Club. The afternoon game is Grade 6, Round 2, and we'll be watching the game between Taralga and Glenbrook Panthers. In addition, Grade 7 is being played at the same time, and that will be between Windsor and the Austral 2 team. I'm Stephen Deller, and with me in commentary is Matt Hooker, and we hope to have a few more guest commentators. We've got a few of the Zone 5 luminaries around today, so we might drag them off the street and get them to have a chat to you. So this is round 2. So this will be Taralga's first game, and this will be Penrith Panthers' second game. Glenbrook Panthers' second game. Glenbrook came off a pretty tough loss, 80-23 against Blacktown Workers this morning, so they need to win definitely to stay alive in the comp, but they've also got to try to eradicate that margin. Unless they can get one win and a positive, they're not going to be able to win it. So the game that we're watching at the moment is the roll-up, and from Taralga we have Robbie Coulstock, Tony Piacevoli, Stuart Heyman and Jeff Croker. And for Glenbrook Panthers, as a freight train arrives, will be Glenda Lee, Margaret Jacker, Dan Marshall and Kevin Davis. So the train's gone through. So we'll be keeping you up to date with the other games, just in terms of other players. So we're on rink 6, next door to them on rink 7. Taralga will have Michael Jenkins, Isaac Elliott, Alan O'Neill and Glenn Elliott, and they'll be playing Greg Taylor, Gary Freeman, Ailsa Ledbitter and Diane Logier. And on rink 8, the Taralga side of Albert Whip, Ben Thomas, Ken Croker and Joe Colby play John Black, Heather Smith, Nancy Little and Bede Thornton. The grade 7 side, rink 9 from Austral, Whitney Laylor, June Sinkovich, Terry Chatke and Christine Page play Windsor, Cam Warland, Carolyn Late, William Thorne and Jeanette Brown. Rink 10, Viv Morgan, Barbara Mailer, Raywin Chapman and Regis Marion play Gordon Collins, Mick Paget, Michael Berryman and Neil Eldridge. That was the side that we watched this morning. And rink 11, Austral 2, Rex Watts, John Milligan, Graham Rule and Ken Williams will play Michael Stone, Helen Chapman, Althea Scott and Alan King. So we'll keep you abreast of all the results, doing a bit of an around the grounds. But the game that we'll be watching today is the Jeff Croker versus Kevin Davis match.
The green seems to have sped up a lot due to the wind from this morning. It's running close to 17 to 18 seconds downwind, so it's going to make it a little bit tricky. The Taralga team will probably take a few ends just to acclimatise to the speed. Glenbrook not so much, as they had already played on it this morning. But it'll be interesting to see if Glenbrook get a flyer against Taralga or not, having knowledge of the green and the speed.
Yeah, that's always the unknown about these games. Taralga generally play on a very slow surface at home, but they're very adept at faster surfaces. They've won their section, so they've played clubs like Camden and Bowral, who have very fast greens, so they are able to win on faster greens as well. So they've been a dominant force for many years, Taralga. They've been a pretty stable club, and so they will also be going to the single gender Pennants finals in Armidale pretty shortly, so they've got a lot of travelling at the moment.
Big Tuesday, they said.
Tuesday, is it, this week? It's a long time for them to...
Players are just finishing their last roll-up end before the game's underway.
So what we'll be doing for most of the day is that we'll be showing you the score from the actual rink that we're watching. But as time goes by, we'll try and switch it to a masterboard look. So we'll have Glenbrook and Taralga. And I'll change the ends. Oh. So just a reminder, this is a round 2 game, grade 6 of Zone 5 Open Gender Pennants. The team of Glenda Lee, Margaret Jacker, Dan Marshall and Kevin Davis are playing Robbie Coolstock, Tony Piersavoli, Stuart Heyman and Jeff Croker. So just in the final parts of the roll-up. For those of you who missed it, in the grade 6, Blacktown Workers defeated Glenbrook 80-23 and Austral defeated Windsor by 8 shots.
Once again, we want to thank our camera operators for today, our Vice President, Tanya Davies, and one of our match committee people from Camden, Michael Riles. Really appreciate their help today doing the cameras for the live stream. And our guest commentator, our treasurer, Cole Appleby, for coming in. Cole's going to man that side camera so we can do sideline eye, Colin McGuy. Hopefully the wind dies down this afternoon. The sun's come out now, so it's getting a little bit more pleasant.
So just a correction. Austral defeated Windsor 58-51, so they have a win plus 7. So again, this is a round robin, so wins and margins will be important in post-sectional play. So Kevin Davis, left-handed skip from Glenbrook, putting his last bowl down. They had a tough morning, Matt, so how are they going to sort of pull up and regroup and start again?
Yeah, well, it's going to be difficult for them, but as we said earlier, it's they've got the chance of having played on the green this morning. They could maybe get away to a bit of a flyer on Taralga. That would be their best thing for them. Maybe get a little bit of confidence in that out of that as well. Blacktown Workers look like they're just far too good this morning.
Yeah, a lot of strength, a lot of good players who've represented the zone for many years.
Yeah.
People like Wayne Cox were there, so it's always tough when you're playing against good players when they come down.
Yeah, just the first end now.
So first thing for Glenbrook, if they've got a chance, they've got to win the game, but they've also got to get rid of that 47-shot deficit. So they've got to win by a lot. That'll be their first goal. And then even if Taralga lose, and they lose by a little bit, then they've still got to beat Blacktown Workers by a lot to eat into that margin. But if Taralga win, then the winner of tomorrow's game between Blacktown and Taralga win, no matter what the margin.
Robert Colstack just on the mat now. Still like dropping some weight. His first one was a little bit heavy. I'll take him a few ends just to get a feel for the green, especially going in this direction with the wind behind them. Yeah, he's had two of his first two bowls have gone in the ditch, so not the start Robert was looking for.
There's
Margaret Jacker on the mat now.
As the 1980s hit, Jazzy Jazz, the only way is up. After putting your first two bowls in the ditch, hard to get much worse than that.
Oh.
So we saw in the morning game that took a long time for people to get the weight. There were a lot of heavy bowls, a lot of bowls in the ditch, and also if these people got any information from us this morning, Matt Hooker told you that the backhand away from the car park is the narrow hand. It's also very sheltered with the clubhouse in the way. So again, the first group who understand that and adjust their line will have a fairly big advantage.
Which will bring them undone.
May not have heard, but our sideline eye, Cole Appleby, sort of said that they all seem to be liking long ends, and that's clearly a pretty risky strategy on a very fast green with a lot of wind.
Yeah, we noticed that in the first game between Austral and Windsor, neither team was moving the mat around. They were pretty much both putting the jack in exactly the same spot, which was interesting. Ended up a very close score in the end, but I thought either team could have taken.
Yeah, they may not have felt confident playing shorter ends. They may not be used to playing short ends. It's, we certainly know when top grade players get together, there's a lot of variation, tee to tee, minimum length, mat up the rink.
Just saying if you can get an advantage over the opposition.
Yeah, there were a few short ends because there were a couple of umpire calls for minimum length jacks, which all made it. Nothing missed out.
On the mat here, Stuart Heyman. Looks like a pretty good first bowl. Yeah, once again, good line. He's just gone just over a metre past. That'll be number one shot at the moment. Dan Marshall on the mat for... Sorry, Stuart Heyman on the mat now. That was Dan Marshall, that last shot. Stuart Heyman now on the mat for Taralga. Playing his backhand.
Welcome back, Ben McCall, and Craig Mathers. He's obviously watching from inside. He was out here this morning. So the poor old fella can't handle the cold, so he's gone inside to watch it, or watching it on the big screen.
So shout out to Ben. The lunch was beautiful, mate. The food was well received by everyone. So great lunch and great facilities here at Bargo Sports.
Yeah, it was a really good transition. There were obviously two teams that needed to have a quick lunch and then get out on the green, and the catering staff were brilliant. Everybody had their own place to eat and sit, so pretty smooth. We only sort of got on the greens about 5 minutes after the planned start time. So big thank you to the Bargo Sports Club staff for looking after us all at half time. And also shout out to Nathan Irvine, the exemplary greenkeeper, who's got this green running in tip-top shape. It's nice and fast and true, and certainly will test out the quality of bowlers on this surface.
So we've got Kevin Davies on the mat now for Glenbrook. Left-hander playing his backhand. Pretty good looking bowler there. You can get under that black bowl. Just caught the edge of it.
Yeah, so for Glenbrook, who've played on this all morning and should have an understanding of the pace, they've sort of sprayed them a fair bit on end one. You could forgive Taralga because they've had a very quick roll up, but I would have thought that Glenbrook would have jumped on this pretty quickly.
Davies again, just looking, his weight was pretty good on that first bowl. Just got to tighten his line a touch. Burn the wide swinging hand, but if you do cut the head, she will break on you. But he's got a good bowl in there. Looks like number one shot there to Kevin.
Yep.
Jeff Croker now on the mat for Taralga. His forehand. Won't be too much movement for his third. Yeah, good try there. We'll take a one shot out for Glenbrook. Yeah, just a one. 1-0 to Glenbrook on the opening end. We'll give you live score updates from our 7th match currently being played between Austral 2 and Windsor, and Master scoreboard updates from this match as well after a few ends.
Yes, that grade 7 is just completing the first end, so nothing happening on the scoreboard at the moment. A reminder that we've got 2 more games tomorrow morning and 2 more games tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon will be the final of the grade 4 and the final of the grade 5. And the morning games will be the third and final game in grade 6 and 7. So we'll have 2 pennant winners determined by midday tomorrow, and then grades 4 and 5 will be determined by about 5 p.m. tomorrow. And many of you will already know that the winners of grade 2 were the Austral Eagles, and the winner of grade 3 was Campbelltown City Bowling Club. So they were a first past the post. They won their section. So congratulations to Austral and Campbelltown. They'll be the final Zone 5 champions, because we will be turning into the Nepean Highlander Region Bowls Association from the 1st of July.
Should be an exciting game in Division 7 tomorrow morning between Austral 1 and Austral 2. A really good grudge match. So, yeah, really looking forward to that as well.
I think Austral will win every end.
I think so.
So we're just going to have to be very careful about who's on which side of the board.
The spectators will be evenly divided.
So Robbie Coulstock struggling at the moment. He's had 3 heavy bowls and a short one, but Glenda's not making him pay at the moment. So still very much a...
Margaret Jacker on the mat at the moment, playing her backhand. Yeah, just a little bit heavy. The bowl stayed up, so it's still live. Just coming back into the wind, it just might be a little bit of a different feel. The speed of the green, but you've just got to take your grass on that backhand side and just let it drift back.
For those of you who were watching this morning, the Bureau of Meteorology told us that the actual temperature was 6.6 degrees and it felt like minus 2.2. So we'll get Matt to
I'll check it now.
Go back on the BOM website and see what it's doing at the moment.
Bargo, it has come up at 7.8.
It feels like 1.1, so
Feels
it's
like 1.1.
positively balmy. So
Beautiful weather.
I think it come down in your shorts.
Kevin Harris was here, he'd be parading around in singlet and Speedos, I reckon, with that physique.
They breed them tough at Camden.
Oh, well, he's not really, Camden's not claiming him. He's more Campbelltown like we think. Down there with Ricky McConnell, where men are men.
All right, so couple of big scores in the grade 7 game. Austral have started with a 4 and a 5 on 2 different ends, so they're 9-0 on the big board after 2 ends. So again, poor old Windsor, who had a tight loss this morning, have got off to a pretty bad start with losing the first 2 ends with a 4 and a 5.
The mat here for Taralga is Stuart Heyman on his backhand. Yeah, good bowl here by Stuart. That'll be the number 1 shot.
And the third Windsor rig picked up at 2, so it's 9-2 to Austral, number 2 on 3 ends.
And the mat here is Dan Marshall. Glenbrook skipper just indicated they were 3 shots down. Dan's just a little bit heavy, so that hasn't changed. Stuart Heyman again looking to add to that. Just a little bit short on this one from Stu. Still just adjusting to the speed and the wind here at Bargo.
So after the first 3 ends, Taralga's got a 4-1 lead on the masterboard. Glenn Elliott's leading 3-0. Joe Corby leading 1-0, and Kevin Davis from Glenbrook is leading 1-0. You want us to find Gary? Yeah.
There's a good bowl here coming in.
Another bowl in the head for Austral, so they're holding at least 3.
2 good bowls there by the Glenbrook skipper, Kevin Davies.
Yep, sorry, Glenbrook holding at least 3.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 to Glenbrook. So it was a pretty good comeback there by Kevin Davies. When he went to the mat, he was 3 down and turned it into 2 up. So good bowls by the skip.
Dan! Dan! You need to tell us the score, not where it is over.
2 to the Brook. Glenda's sticking to a shorter end. Be nice and tricky going downwind here. We've got to be very soft out of the hand. Glenda playing the narrow side as well. Good line by Glenda, just a little bit heavy. It has to say something. Good bowl there. Great second bowl there by Glenda. Right next to the jack. Robert Colstock on the mat. His delivery just cutting the head. Better weight there by Robert.
Yeah, that's his best weighted bowl for the day. So Margaret Jacker trying to add to this. Ideally trying to change the head, just drop it over because it's sitting out there as a bowl to sit.
Pretty good bowl to there. Coming in very nicely. Oh, great bowl. Just going to catch the jack? No.
Yeah, very good.
Great attempt. Good home anyway.
Yeah. Good catcher in case the jack gets sliced.
Yeah, good bowl there by Tony. Second shot for Taralga. Margaret Jacker back on the mat. Just playing her backhand on the narrow side. The line was great with the first. She was just 2 foot over. Well out again. Very similar weight to the first one, just cutting the head this time. Tony on the mat for Taralga. Great first bowl by Tony. Yeah, just pulling up a little bit short. Hopefully they'll, for Taralga's perspective, they'll the next couple of ends they'll find their groove, find their rhythm with the weight and the line. Then Marshall on the mat, playing his forehand. Looks to be in a pretty good area here, Dan. Very close. Oh, great bowl. Pushed it back to the... Oh, he's pushed it back to the Taralga bowl.
Yeah, unlucky.
Unlucky.
If the Taralga bowl wasn't there, it would have gone back to their bowl at 7 o'clock.
Stuart Heyman coming down his backhand. A pretty good area. Just going to slide past. Not a bad home there.
Still feel confident if you're Glenbrook. You can land on it on your forehand. You can trail it back to your orange bowl, and you can hit the white onto the blue. But I think he's calling him on the backhand, which...
Well, I'm not sure why he's switching him over. He just bowled a bomb. Didn't have any luck.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to see him getting the shot on the backhand. Here comes commentator's famous last words.
And that's Glenbrook's bowl coming into the head as well on the forehand.
Yeah.
So he's got plenty of options there.
Yeah, he can use it, he can promote it, he can take the jack back to the back orange. Really nothing much on the backhand.
Oh.
Although, he played with big weight, maybe he was trying to get him to disturb it.
And Stuart coming down with a good looking bowl again. Looks like tremendous weight here. Oh, just pulled up short. Unlucky, had a great line going there.
Well, Kevin made Dan play the backhand. Let's see what he does. See if he stays on the backhand or moves to the forehand.
The Austral wins a game in grade 7. Austral are out to a 11-4 lead after 6 ends over Windsor. Kevin Davies on the mat. Very close here by Kevin, yes. Trailed it back. I'm not sure who's back bowl.
That's
Taralga's green back bowl.
Yeah, that's Rob Coolstock's back blue bowl, so...
One down to one down. It's out in the open now. Jeff Croker is looking to draw it in. Just getting caught on that narrow side there we've spoken about before. Once you go out near that boundary peg, it doesn't come back.
So this will be Kevin's first bowl on this narrow hand, so we'll just see whether he can find that line.
Looks pretty good to there.
Yeah, Dan looks interested.
Might just come down to speed.
And it looks like he's got the shot on that.
Very close. Stuart's having a look. He's saying they've still got one.
Confident he's still got it.
Just rolled a little bit past.
Yeah, as the wind gusts come up again. So Taralga holding one, looking to make it 2. And does so, I think.
Done so, yeah. Got the tape out. They need the tape.
2 it is.
2 shots to Taralga. I see Trent Winningham has tuned in. G'day, Trent. Mate, just letting you know that you were the Zone 5 Open Bowler of the Year. We'll be doing a presentation down at Bargo tomorrow, if you can make it. If you can't, we'll have it, give it to one of the Pennants blokes who will hopefully see you up at the club and they can deliver it to you there. So congratulations on being the Zone 5 Open Bowler of the Year for last year, mate.
So at the moment, Taralga's got a 6-4 lead on 6 ends. So early days, and Austral 2 is leading 11-4 over Windsor after 6 ends as well. So Robbie Coulstock finding his range on his weight now. He just has to find his line.
Glenda Lee had a pretty good start to the game, Glenda. Another good bowl here. Just sitting inside Robbie's bowl for one shot. Not a bad spot there, a couple of feet behind the Jack. Rob just looking at just fixing his line. He had good weight on his first bowl. Yeah, good bowl here by Robbie. Yeah, Skip's very happy with that. Great bowl. Robbie Coulstock. Resting toucher.
And do his confidence the world of good. He's been basically a professional lead for over a decade, playing at Goulburn and Taralga. So Robbie's been a very reliable lead, and that's obviously a bit more like him now. So he had a rough first few ends, but now he's got his weight right and now he's got his line. So a bit like this morning where we had Jason Cutler was pretty dominant in the first 10-12 ends. So set up that win for Austral with bowls in the head.
Good to see a lot of the Austral team that played this morning have hung around to support their Austral teammates that are playing this afternoon, the same grade.
Yeah, so Tony Piasavoli just arrived on Robbie's bowl and pushed it back, so Margaret being asked to play the backhand, trying to get a bowl in the head. Looking at that's on a tight line. I would have thought she might have had a bit more chance on the forehand, arriving on one of those two bowls and staying in the head.
Might take them a few more ends to work out the narrow and the wide side here. Tony's gone a little bit wide here now on that forehand. Once again, once they get out there, they're not coming back. He's just come back in the bounds with it. See if Margaret can just fix up her line here. Coming down around the area, the skip's interested. Oh, great bowl, Margaret. One bowl to her. Beautiful bowl, Margaret.
So to show you what that looks like from the side, Margaret's bowl in the green is a little bit behind the Jack. That's the shot, and Robbie's one in the blue a little bit in front. So it's currently 1 to the Glenbrook
Stuart Heyman
Panthers.
coming down. This is very close. Wow. Oh. Took one roll too many. Great try.
Still, it's a great setup for Taralga. Even though they're one down, they've got 2 seconds. Yeah, they can play with weight and arrive on the green and stay for 3.
Very, very dangerous here for them. We saw this morning in this morning's match the Windsor skipper go from 5 up to
one
only
up.
holding 1 up, and at the end of the day, those sort of shots probably ended up costing them.
Yeah, but there's still 4 bowls to go. So I think, Glenbrook should, if they give it away, it doesn't matter. Then they'll have the 2 seconds.
They need to get bowls in the head, exactly.
So I think sometimes if you play scared too early and you try to play positioning bowls, you actually pay for it. Because if Taralga land Margaret's bowl clean, then they're 3 down. You might as well play their shot. And if it goes bad, it goes bad.
Surprised here that Stewart was playing the forehand. If he had played the backhand, there's a chance he could have sat that green out clean. He sat there for 3 shots. Whereas playing that forehand,
plus
even if he hits the green bowl, it's going to push it over to the left, and it's still going to be 2 shots in.
And he's got Robbie's blue bowl coming in, that short bowl. Don't hit that bowl.
It's the worst thing.
90% chance of hitting it.
I know what's going to happen. At the recent state championships, my third, who I shall not name, Kevin Harris, I said to him, just go nowhere near this bowl. But with his given God ability, he was able to push one of the opposition's bowl that was 3 metres short into second shot from 3 inches off the jack. It's a tremendous effort by Kevin. He was voted the opposition's best player by the opposition. In our other game, Austral got out to an 18-4 lead over Windsor after 9 ends in the grade 7 match. We'll just get you a round-the-ground score update, combined total. Just wait for the players to move out of the, move away from the boards. Pull up a little bit short here from Pete Davies. Big weight called for here. I'll just be cutting the head inside edge. No.
So
Glenbrook, you're going to take the 1 shot.
They've declared the head. So just to give you an update on the other scores in grade 7. So as you heard from Matt, Austral's up 18-1.
18-4.
18-4, sorry. Ken Williams from Austral 7, leading Alan King from Windsor 0. Christine Page from Austral 10, leading Jeanette Brown from Windsor 0. And Regis Marion from Austral 1 is trailing Neil Eldridge from Windsor 4. That's your 18-4 on 9 ends.
Glenda Lee on the mat. I'll stick to her backhand on this narrow side. She's gone T to T on this end. She thinks she might be too heavy. I don't know if she's going to be. No, she hasn't. She's bowled a really good bowl there. About 1.5 2 foot behind the jack on the centre line. So pretty good opening bowl. Colstock just going into the ditch, struggling with his weight, with the wind behind him when it's a T to T length. Glenda tightened up her line a little bit.
So at the moment, Taralga's trailing 9-10 on the big board. So Beat Thompson from Glenbrook is leading Joe Corby 2-1. Kevin Davis, as you can see, is leading 4-2. And Glenn Elliott from Taralga 6 is leading Diane Logier 4 on 3 ends. So pretty tight master board at the moment.
Rob Colstock just took his weight off that time. Probably a little bit worried after his first one sailed into the ditch. Just wanted to keep at least one bowl up on the dance floor. Margaret Jacker going to play her forehand. She's gone well out with some good grass. Just a little bit heavy. Going to join a couple of the other bowls in the ditch. Tony on the mat for Taralga, playing the narrow backhand. Once again, might pull up this one. Yeah, it's pulled up. So it's in a pretty good home. Just finding it a bit difficult, the players, to stay on the dance floor with the wind behind them and a T to T length. She wasn't happy with that one. Let it go. It's gone very, very wide. Yeah, her weight was really good. Just the width. It's just inside the boundary peg. Unlucky. Tony on his backhand. Looks like he's cut the head again. Just a little bit of a struggle at the moment for the players. I don't think you'll find they're going to be sticking to T to T. I think both skips will be asking their leads to shorten the ends up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's all the upfront leads and seconds have been struggling with weight and line. So I think whoever gets there first is going to take a bit of a stranglehold on this game.
This looks like a pretty good bowl coming down at the moment. Yeah. Great bowl there by Dan Marshall.
Yeah, so this is basically almost T to T, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Stu Heyman now on the mat. Coming down on his forehand also. He's just struggling a little bit with his weight here, Stu.
So here's a chance. Dan just plays the same bowl, makes it 2 and puts a bit of pressure on Jeff.
Well out again there by Dan. Holding up. Yeah, possibly.
He's calling it as 3. That white bowl at 6 o'clock is in. So the 2 oranges and the whites. Still plenty of room for Stewart to get second shot.
He's
But
just dropped his weight again, it looks like. Going to hit the front. Oh, he's got a little wick, but still not there. Still 3 shots at present to Glenbrook.
still open draw for Jeff. So still opportunities.
Coming Davies on the mat for Glenbrook, trying to add to this count. Playing his left-hand backhand. Seems to have played some pretty good grass here. Little trail perhaps. Yeah, just a little touch. So that'll be 4 shots now. To Glenbrook. Let's see if Jeff Croker can get one in there for him. On his forehand. Seems well away. Trying to come down the hill. Well, not a bad bowl there. Possibly second shot. Be close for second.
Certainly cut a couple out, so we've got one more to come. You can correct on that.
Yep.
Get a little touch of the jack here would be nice for Kevin.
Just cut the head a little bit.
Weight was
hard
pretty
to
good.
tell. Stu Heyman's having a look now. He's going to let his skip know where he stands. Got the fingers going. Two and a measure down, he's saying. So if he drops a foot, he'll be second shot. It looks like Jeff might have dropped more than a foot there. Yeah.
So multiple for Glenbrook.
Yeah, it could be. They've taken 2 out already. Now they're going to measure for the third.
And in the grade 7, Austral 2, 21, leading Windsor 9 on 12 ends. So 12 up after 12 ends for Austral 2, playing Windsor. Windsor came off a 7-shot loss to Austral 1 in the morning. So that was a 3 to Glenbrook, so they take a 7-2 lead.
Yeah, a little bit shorter end again. From Glenbrook, from Glenda. Not going anywhere near the tee. Glenda sticking to the narrow forehand. Good chance here for Rob Colstock to get his team off to a good start.
Still struggling a little bit. Just saw one of our ex-commentators, Carl Spilker, appear. Just leave a message on Facebook if you want him to commentate or not. And also, we've got Dougal Braithwaite here, so if anybody wants to hear Dougal on the microphone, give us a shout out on Facebook. And if you want Matt and I to bugger off, tell us the same thing. Okay, good bowl there from Glenda. So, little
Jacker on the mat. Gonna play her forehand. No backhand shot.
So we got one bowl in the head, as you can see in the top right, and everything else at least 1.5 meters away. So again, whoever gets in early gets the advantage early on. Good bowl here from Tony, and he stays with it. So that's an excellent shot there from Tony Piasavoli. So the black bowl has the shot, and the white bowl is second shot. But again, if Glenbrook just plays the backhand, gets the inside edge of the white, they will drop in for second shot.
Margaret Jacker playing a backhand again. She won't be short.
Again, it's looking like she's missed that line. Very similar bowl to the first one. So we have Wondered Taralga at the moment. That black bowl of Tony Piasavoli is shot. And now Stuart Heyman trying to arrive on that white bowl, push it through with a head for two. Oh, sorry, it's Tony again. It's two very good bowls there from Tony. But again, he's in a good home. He's matched that green bowl of Margaret's. So Wondered Taralga, and they've got coverage behind.
What's the big ball scored? What's that middle one? We'll just get you an update, Ken. Just give us a second.
That's all right. 14-10 for Glenbrook.
It's 14-10 currently. Glenbrook over Taralga
On 13 ends.
On 13 ends in this grade 6 match, Ken.
And Austral leading 23-9 on 13 ends over Windsor in the grade 7 second round match.
Stuart Heyman just come down on his backhand. Pretty good looking bowl this. Could be 2 shots yet. 2 shots to Taralga at the moment. Glenda Lee's white bowl from Taralga is third shot. Dan Marshall just coming down on his backhand. Oh, well, still 2 shots. It was a good try.
Yeah, unlucky there. He made contact with the object bowl. Just didn't quite come through the head, just sort of pushed it through and sliced the jack back a bit too. So unlucky there from Dan.
Stu Heyman with his last bowl coming down. Speed just a little bit wide. Just going around behind the back. Good home there. Good home.
So more players are finding the weight now. These heads are getting a bit tighter. So they've all really struggled with that very fast 17, 18 second green.
Not as tight as Bruce Turton at shout time, but they're getting a little bit tighter.
You're giving away all the Camden secrets, Matt.
Yeah. Brucey, short arms, long pockets, Turton. Or he's been known lately, Turberton. Bruce Lee Turberton.
I shudder to ask how we got that name, but I'll ask anyway.
Glenn Robertson actually gave it to him. I'm prepared to name names. Oh, good bowl that.
Terrific shot. Absolute cracker from Kev Davis.
2 down to 1 up.
Yeah, arrive and stay. Similar shot for Jeff. And he can also bring the jack back. He's got catches behind. If he lands that shot bowl clean, he gets a couple again. Right idea with the weight, but missed that line.
Davies coming down. Oh, just stayed on the outside. Good spot there. Still one shot to Glenbrook at the moment. Jeffrey Croker coming down.
And good weight with his first. He just has to adjust on the line and arrive on the shot bowl.
Doesn't look to be that far off. Yes, he's picked it up. What's going to happen here? Jack's still in bounds. Bird's weighing it up.
So they're saying that blue bowl of Robbie Coulstock's, that really heavy one, has come in. You can sort of see that basically the one closest to the line. So they're measuring Glenbrook's closest and see what it beats. Two. So good conversion, 2 to Taralga.
You've got to have the system.
So Glenbrook 7 leading Taralga 4 on this rink. The Glen Elliott and Joe Corby. So Joe Corby is leading beat Thornton 4-2 on 5 ends. Glen Elliott is 9 and he's leading Diane Logier. Okay, as always, somebody stands in the way.
Robbie Coulstock gone back to putting the jack on the tee. He's got the mat about 3.5 metres up from the opposing tee.
Glen Elliott 9, Diane Logier 4 on 5 ends.
Pretty good start there by Robbie.
So Taralga leading 17-13 at the moment on the big board.
And our other divisional game for grade 7, it is Austral 26, Windsor 11 after 15 ends.
With Ken Williams leading Alan King 9-1. Christine Page leading Jeanette Brown 7-4. And Regis Marion 10 leading Neil Eldridge 6.
Well, we're just pulling up a metre or so short there. Tony on the mat for Taralga. Play his backhand. A really good line there from Tony. It's going to come down to his weight, which is looking pretty good. Yeah, there'll be one shot to Taralga. Good bowl. Margaret going to probably follow him down on the back end. Margaret coming down with the backhand shots. Pretty good to there on the halfway mark. Oh, very good bowl this by Margaret Jacker. Great bowl. One shot back to Glenbrook. Tony coming down on his backhand. Another good line here by Tony. So come down to his weight. He's trying to turn in. Oh, great bowl, Tony. Great bowl.
Excellent shot.
Two great bowls there by the seconds for each club.
Yeah, Margaret's still got one to come.
Margaret's got one to come. Skip's telling her hers only needs 2 rolls.
Yeah, she can also skirt around it and actually draw to the shot bowl, but a little bit of connection opens up the hand to everybody else.
Yeah, pretty good grass to there. She's giving herself a chance here. Giving herself a chance. She's got to pick the jack up. What a bowl. Great bowl.
That's
beautiful bowl there.
That's why you're on the TV rink.
Trailing it back to Glenda's bowl. That's 2 shots to Glenbrook.
So we just adjusted, thanks to Tanya. So that jack is just on the ditch. But that was an outstanding, 2 outstanding bowls from Margaret Jacker.
Very difficult here now for the remaining players to dead draw it.
Well, that's what Kevin said. Kevin said, draw the jack in the ditch. I'm sure you'd be saying that to Kevin Harris, and he would deliver.
Yeah, I'm 2 down. I'd just say to Kevin Harris, go wide and put it in the ditch. Don't take a chance. He's giving it a good try. He's just going to be a little bit heavy. Yeah, just a couple of rolls too much
rolls
there.
too heavy. That was very good
very
chance.
Good try there by Dan Marshall. Stu Heyman coming down his forehand as well. Looks like he's got pretty good weight. Oh, he's going to pull up. Oh, he has. Great
What
bowl.
a shot.
Great bowl. It's a measure for shot now, but the Glenbrook bloke saying he's got 1. So still got 1 shot, but great attempt there.
What a brilliant shot. Dead draw to the ditch on an 18-second green. Easy. Stuart Heyman, come on down. That was a brilliant shot.
Here's a good attempt as well. You're going to sit him in? Well,
yeah, high quality.
Two great bowls there by the thirds.
High quality bowls there from second and third. So shout out there to Margaret Jacker, Stuart Heyman and Dan Marshall for some outstanding bowls.
Now our other game at the moment, Austral are now leading 29 to Windsor's 11 after 16 ends. Well, the sun's out here at Bargo, which is one thing. It's warming up a little bit.
Tanya. the puck from the way. So we got Tanya to move the blokes out of the way. Never say no to Tanya. So whoever gets to the jack first is going to be very, very happy.
Pretty good attempt here as well. Wow.
Wow,
what a
wow.
bowl. Definitely won there, the Jeff Croker. Tremendous bowl. Kevin Davies. He can afford to play a little bit of weight here. He's got 2/3. Or 2 seconds, sorry.
He can just play any weight he wants to. He can play hard and they'll both go.
Is he going to bump anything?
Playing little draw weight. So it's definitely shot to Taralga with Jeff's last bowl, and even then So Kevin Davies can go as hard as he wants to. I think he's got an orange that he can plant onto the shot bowl. He can get the shot bowl. He can get the jack. He's got 2 bowls coming in. Kevin should be feeling pretty confident.
Just a little bit wide here.
So Kevin Davis last bowl, trying to arrive with some weight.
So he might have cut the head here a little bit. Oh, no wicks. They're going to start measuring here, very close.
Yeah,
Stuart Heyman seemed to think that they had the shot with Jeff's first bowl. They're just measuring the Glenda's white bowl to see which is shot.
I think actually seeing which might be second shot, because Stuart's bowl, that lighter one, is in as well. So it looks like it's 2 to Taralga.
2 to Taralga.
2 outstanding draw bowls to the ditch.
Shout out to Bobby Hodge, who's just logged on. Bobby will make his first appearance for the Zone 5 Senior Inner Zone team this year. After some tremendous bowls this year. He won the Campbelltown 100-year anniversary fours. Previous year he won the Bargo pairs. Also won the Zone 4s this year. Been a great year by Bob. Yeah, great recognition in making the Senior Inner Zone team for the first time.
Yeah, very consistent year there, Matt. So it's good that he's in good form going into the state championships in a couple of weeks.
Always in good form, Bobby. Unlike Kevin Harris, of course, but we won't bring Kev up all the time. Oh, pretty good opening bowl there by Robert Klustak. Starting to find his line going back into the wind here.
Looks like a net cable connection there. So
Glenda Lee on her forehand. Yeah, pretty good weight. Jack high weight, just cut the head there. Kostak just looks to be a little bit quick on this one. Yeah. Pushing over the back. Glenda a big chance here to get the advantage for Glenbrook.
Yeah. So grade 7 Austral number 2s are 32, leading wins are 12. That's on 18 ends. So tough day for Windsor. lost to the other Austral side by about 7 this morning and 20 down after 20 ends, so looking like a tough comeback for them. Again, they've also got to wipe out that 8-shot deficit. So at the moment, the two teams that lost this morning are down on the masterboard. So just an update. We've got Joe Corby 7, leading Bede Thornton from Glenbrook on 2. We've got Glenn Elliott from Taralga on 9, leading Diane Logier on 4, and the game you're watching, Jeff Croker from Taralga 6, Kevin Davis from Glenbrook on 7. So Taralga up on 2 by 5 and 5, so it's a 9-shot lead overall on the big board.
Tony playing his backhand here for Taralga. We've got 1.5 meters to get in there for shot. Looks like a pretty good bowl, this one. Yeah, that'll be shot. Good shot there by Tony.
His last couple of ends coming towards the car park, Tony's been really consistent. He's been, I think, within 1 or 2 feet with all those bowls. So Robbie's struggling, but Tony's doing a good job leading at the moment.
Margaret Jacko on her backhand. Might be just a little bit wide on this one. Trying to cut in. Oh, ended up a really good home. Back on the centre line. Just 1 metre or so behind. Still in play. Stuart Heyman. Everyone's pretty much sticking to the backhand side now due to the front black bowl. Stuart Heyman as well. Good attempt. So it looks like 2 shots to Taralga at the moment. Dan Marshall coming down his backhand. Got a pretty good boulder there. Oh, great bowl, Dan Marshall. It's number 1. Well done. Stu Heyman. A follow down on the backhand also. Yeah, good positive weight here by Stu. Just on the outside of the shot bowl. Good attempt. Kevin Davis just reminding Dan Marshall not to cut the head. Keep a little bit of width. Yeah, might be just a little bit quick, this one.
Fortunately for Glenbrook, it was on the high side. He didn't run into anything and make a mess.
Yep. So still 1 shot there for Glenbrook.
So that orange bowl behind the head is number 1, and the black bowl in front from Taralga is 2nd shot. So Glenbrook 1 at the moment.
Just a shout out to our sponsors again here at Bargo Sports. Next Gen Eco Cleaning. They specialise in guttering and driveways and all your cleaning needs. And also Campbelltown Cool Room. For all your commercial cool room and freezer requirements, give them a ring. You can check out their site on the web. Very big company, extremely well at what they do. Just cutting their head there was Jeff Croker. Kevin Davies just trying to add to the great shot before by Dan Marshall. He's got pretty good weight to there. being clapped in. He'll trail the jack. What's going to happen? Still one shot.
You still got it, that orange.
Exactly jack high. So you've got 2 seconds, so just nice and right.
Two blue bowls sitting directly behind the Taralgas. So any trail the jack here will be beneficial to them. He's not confident as soon as he let it go. Very narrow.
Unless he gets the Windsor rub
Where's
from
the
this
Reuben?
morning.
No Reubens.
So Kev's got to be careful. Any touch of the jack will probably go 2 down. So when you're holding, don't cross the head.
I'd probably play the forehand here.
I would too. I think
Sheds.
you get around that black bowl and you get to the back blue, you'll be shot.
Bowl a bomb and can.
And commentator's curse. Oh,
Well,
lucky he set the back bowl. Very, very lucky. And one it is. So we're coming to you from Bargo Sports Club in the Wallandilly Shire, the gateway to the Southern Highlands of New South Wales. And we're at the Open Gender Pennant Finals for Zone 5 for 23-24. So if you're here around town, they've got free music here tonight. Great dining options at the grill and their pizza, their new pizza oven. And of course, if you're living in the area or you want to win some trivia, Thursday nights, register at 7:15 and kick-off is at 7:30. So again, just a little bit shorter. The mat is on the tee, but the jack is about
3/4 length,
a few metres short of the tee. So
Glenda's sticking to the narrow side here. She's been playing that pretty well in this direction this afternoon. Let's see how this one goes. Yeah, looking very good to there from Glenda. Just pulling up a metre or so short, a good line. Let's see Robert Costa, if he can get his weight right. It's tended to be a little bit heavy going in this direction. Looks like he's adjusted his weight well on this end. Once again, just pulling up a little bit short. The wind seems to have switched around a little bit from coming directly behind him to across now.
again, this narrow hand that Glenda's playing.
Bit of weight here by Glenda. Yeah, very good bowl.
Two great lead
Just
bowls.
off Jack. Great bowl.
So some early pressure now on Robbie. Needs to add a metre, needs to hold that line. Can drift around his first bowl. And just gets the wrong side of it and opens up the forehand now.
Yeah, he's opened it up now. Yeah.
So Penrith should just jump on it quickly, play their shot. Try to change that jack-high bowl.
Margaret Jacko bowled two blinders in this direction
That's
last
right.
time we played.
On a backhand, let's see if you can do it on a forehand. So puts it out on a good line. Kevin's pretty happy, he's clapping it in already. Still clapping.
Oh yes, promoted one of their own bowls. Push one of Glenda's up a little bit further. Yeah, Tony going to have to play his forehand.
So we've got this Arctic wind coming in, so remember we started with it being 7.8 degrees and it feels like 1.1. I think we might have cracked the zero, Matt.
I think so. I'm just very lucky I've got built-in insulation to help keep me warm.
Yeah, these are the days you need an inside commentary box.
Yeah. It was funny because Ben said, "Oh, do you just want to commentate from the office?" So we said, "No, we like to be out with the people. Put us out with the people."
Well, when I was here on Wednesday, I asked Ben to go inside. So I know the Southern Highlands weather better than you, Matt.
Yeah,
I know. I
it
knew what we were.
probably comes down to intellect as well. You're a doctor, I'm a peasant public servant, so.
So, Tony Piazzavoli has been the rock for Jeff Croker. He's been reliable in terms of getting bowls in the head, particularly when Robbie struggled. But
Yeah, I think the forehand, when they're able to play the backhand coming this side, they've been able to find their line, but being able to play that forehand where it's just cutting late on them, it just seems to be finding each of the players out.
yeah, it is whipping in off the road. When you go up that far end, it's really coming across. So
Yeah, all the players are now just really finding it a little bit difficult there. Let's see if Stuart Heyman can adjust.
really compact style, not a lot of moving parts.
Inside rub? No. Well, it's probably in a good home there anyway, because if anyone does pick up the jack, that's where it's going. Dan Marshall on his forehand as well. Yeah, I think he's just failed to take the grass again. And a little bit short.
Left the door open for Stewart, so they haven't really changed his head since Glenda set it up. So they're just leaving a jack high bowl out there for Taralga. One of them will hit it for sure.
He's taken more grass this time, Stu. He's trying to work it down. Well, pretty good try there. Really good home. His second shot.
Yeah, really good bowl. Bowl on the head, bowl behind. That'll make Kevin a bit nervous because if he trails the jack, he might slice it back to Stewart's last bowl. So again, we really needed Dan to get another bowl in there and put a bit more pressure on Taralga. But Taralga's basically got a free hit there. They've got a bowl to hit or a jack to hit.
In our other game at the moment, Austral getting out to a pretty sizable lead at the moment after 23 ends.
Yeah, Austral were on 41.
Just getting an update on the Windsor score. The multiple scores going up here.
Pretty good chance there from Kevin. He's finished behind, so he's got a bit of insurance if the jack does come through.
And Austral versus Windsor after 24 ends. It is Austral 41, Windsor 16. This is close. No, just cut the head.
And went through the same line that Stewart played. So the big board here is 27 to Taralga and 16 to Glenbrook. So Taralga
Davies,
are leading.
Might have just been cutting the head as well.
Try it again, mate. Just a little bit wider. If you want to get a little touch on it, to get three out of it.
So confident call there from Stewart. Arrive on the shot, tower the jack, pick up a multiple. Just ran through that same hole. So 1 to Glenbrook. So on this it's 8-6 to Glenbrook, but on the other two rinks it's 14-4 to Glen Elliott and 8-4 to Joe Corby. Sorry, so it's 9-6 to Glenbrook. So it's an 11-shot lead on the big board at the moment to Taralga, and it's a 25-shot lead on the big board to Austral in grade 7. So 24 ends have been played in both of those games.
Our bomb update here at Bargo, Bureau of Meteorology, shows it's currently 8.6. It feels like 1.5. So beautiful weather, south-southwesterly 30-kilometre wind with gusts up to 46 kilometres an hour. We have Margaret Jacker on the mat, looking at playing her backhand. Currently 1 shot to Glenbrook. Margaret just cutting the head there a little bit. Tony for Taralga, going to follow her down on the backhand.
What's the Bureau of Meteorology say now?
Yeah, 8.6 and feels like 1.5.
1.5. It's warming up. It was 1.1 earlier.
What is it?
What feels like 1.5. It's 8.6.
Davies, just tell Margaret, take a little bit of grass.
So Tony Piacevoli coming down on his backhand, trying to outdraw Glenda with the white bowl. Just finishing underneath the head. And Dan Marshall just takes the jack back a little bit, makes it a bit harder for Stewart. That white bowl might be second shot. The orange is definitely the shot. Stuart wouldn't be happy with that. When you're down, you got to be up. And that bowl has gone in the ditch, so if he was being asked to cover, it's run through. Stuart now with his next bowl. Again on the high side, but this time that bowl is staying up. So we've got Taralga holding the shot with the orange bowl and possibly the second shot with the white bowl coming in as well. Thomas Corby leading Bede Thornton 8-4 and Glenn Elliott leading Diane Logier 14-4. So an 11-shot lead to Taralga at the moment over the Glenbrook Panthers in grade 6, round 2. Kevin Davis trying to get another shot in there. Stuart calling Jeff on the forehand, trying to arrive inside edge of Tony's black bowl.
In the area. Oh.
He promoted his own bowl, Robbie Coolstocks, but not enough to get it into the count. But that was the right weight for a connection on one of those two black bowls to, if not get the shot, get second shot. So Kevin promoted his own bowl there, so it's 2, possibly 3 now to Glenbrook. Last bowl of this end. Jeff Croker had pretty good weight the first time. He just needs to hit something and he's run through. So we do have at least 2 to Glenbrook and possibly 3 if they look at that white bowl.
They're not going to measure.
Two, that makes it 11-6 to Glenbrook. So this is the only rink that Glenbrook's currently leading on. They've got a 5-shot lead, but Glenn Elliott has now moved out to a 15-shot lead, leading 19-4 over Diane Lucier.
Yeah, very experienced player, Glenn. He's won many of reserve titles for the zone in the 4s and the triples.
Yeah, very much a reliable draw bowler. And on the other Taralga rink, Joe Corby, 11, is leading Bede Thornton 6, I think. So, just like this morning where there was a dominant rink in the Blacktown Workers, got out to a 15-0 lead very quickly. Glenn Elliott is 15 shots up after 9 ends.
Glenn DeLee sticking to this narrow backhand side. Pretty good start there. Jack high. Just a foot or so off the jack. Good bowl. See Robert Colster can keep the pressure up for Taralga.
He certainly had a rough first half of the game.
Yeah. Looks to be a little bit heavy again here by Robert. Gonna get something to sit on? No. He stayed up, so that's one thing.
So grade 7 update, Austral number 2s are leading Windsor 43-23 after 27 ends. So that 20-shot lead that they got out to very early, they got a 4 and a 5 on the first 2 ends. They've basically held that 20-shot lead. They've been exchanging shots the last 5 to 10 ends.
Bit heavy there by Glenbrook, putting that one in the ditch. Still holds one shot though, so Rob can improve on his weight. Yeah, it's not a bad bowl, this one. Well, a pretty good second. It can be used, that bowl. Margaret Jack are going to play her backhand.
Again, the power of Tanya Kelly making Kevin Davis move away from the head.
Margaret just trying to come in. She might get a bit of luck here. Just slid past. Tony for Taralga, going to follow Margaret down on the backhand here. Might just be a little bit heavy here by Tony. Finished back on the centre line, but just his weight. Margaret Jacker. Come down the backhand here. Coffee or anything? Oh, great attempt there by Margaret Jacker. Just a little bit over, but in a good home. Tony just come down on the backhand, just trying to improve his weight. He had a pretty good line on the first. This second one's a pretty good bowl again. Oh, just missed the jack. Good home. Still, that's second shot now. Still one shot to the white bowl of Glendalough. Dan Marshall going to switch onto his forehand. Fought with a little bit of danger here. He doesn't want to slice it. Oh, well, he's pushed it away from their shot bowl and opened the head right up now. It was a very risky play there. Still one shot to Glenbrook. It's opened it right up now. Stuart Heyman, see if he can take advantage of the last bowl. And he's been caught on that narrow hand. He's gone out near the boundary peg, and they tend to struggle to come back in from there.
So 36-19, the big board to Taralga. They've just been chipping away, as opposed to Austral in grade 7 that jumped away and have just held on to that. Just bit by bit, Taralga extending their lead every 3 or 4 ends.
Glenn Marshall, very similar bowl to his first. He doesn't want to slice it again. Oh, he's cut it in the other direction now. They keep on pushing it and opening it back up.
It's getting closer and closer to Robbie's back bowl. It's happened a few times now.
Stu Heyman trying to reach here. Oh, he's fallen short. He had a really good line as well. Well, there's plenty of room there for both skips to get in. We've probably got just over a metre and a half to draw a shot.
So that orange bowl at 9 o'clock is probably the shot.
Yeah.
And those two bowls behind are out of the count, but it's one at the moment to Glenbrook, but they just kept moving the jack further and further away.
Steve Geller could see via the frostbite on my hands that I was getting a bit of cold and give me some gloves.
Part of my job is to pick someone who's dying.
He's told me to stop whinging. That's a painful, it's rather a silent death than the what's coming out at the moment.
Yeah, death by frostbite's not much fun. Anyway, yep, so I've saved another life. With the fingerless gloves, I've got the beanie and I've got a scarf. So bit by bit, I'll be wrapping up the Michelin Man.
Still got a metre and a half here for shot. Kevin Davis. Party's forehand, but it looks like he's really cut the head here. He'll be lucky to stay in bounds. Yeah, heading out of bounds. Oh, big opportunity here. Jeff Croker, metre and a half.
Yeah, I think he drew it with his first one, I think, didn't he? That bowl just beats the orange, I think.
It'll be close, yep.
Been coming from a good thing.
Well, he's got a good line there.
Stuart looks interested.
He's got a hit.
Yes,
And there,
very,
great
very
bowl.
good shot.
There you go. One shot to Taralga.
Yep.
Round the ground score. After 28 ends in the grade 7 match, Austral 45 are leading Windsor 23. And in this match is currently Glenbrook
19.
Glenbrook 19 and Taralga are on 39.
So just a reminder that tomorrow morning we'll be doing this again. We will have the final round of grade 6 and grade 7. We'll be live streaming the grade 7 match. And then
Austral versus Austral.
Austral versus Austral, at least the way the scoreboard is at the moment. If Austral, it will be Austral.
It'll be Austral no matter what, yeah.
And then tomorrow we'll have
The afternoon game of Austral versus
Taralga. Oh yeah. So
Austral versus Picton.
Yeah, so grade 4 will be Austral versus Picton, and grade 5 will be Austral versus Glenbrook. So Austral are in all 4 of these finals, and they're also the winners of the grade 2 competition.
Yep.
Campbelltown City Bowling Club are the winners of grade 3. So Austral very well representative, a lot of depth, and clearly the club of the year. So well done to them.
They'll be presented with that award tomorrow after the grade 6 and grade 7 pennant flags have been awarded. The Austral president Terry Hooper advised he'll be here to accept the Austral as Zone Club of the Year award. I think they won it last year as well, didn't they, Doc?
Yes, they did, yeah.
It's back-to-back years.
2 in a row.
Great effort by Austral.
Yeah, and they've beaten, so last year Penrith won the top grade in grade 2.
Yep.
And Austral consolidated. They've got a few more players coming in from other clubs. They've got Luke Skerry in from St Mary's, and Adam Johnson.
Adam Johnson,
from,
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson came from St Mary's, so they've and then
4 players from
Wendy Leagues or
no, Cabrevale.
Cabrevale, yep.
Troy Ellard and Jamie Thompson.
Yeah, so they've certainly recruited very well, and as a result, their second grade side has also won their section, and they'll be playing Picton tomorrow. So little increase in the scoreboard for grade 7. Austral are now 49, and Windsor are 23 on 30 ends, so they're almost at the halfway mark. So they've got the momentum, and they're just continuing to hold that 20-shot lead and slowly extend it.
Tony coming down here on his backhand for Taralga. Good first bowl there for Tony. He's holding shot. Second bowl behind. Not in a bad position.
So this is the best start from Robbie for a while. He's had 2 bowls in the head, and Tony's been very reliable. So Margaret 3 down.
Margaret Jacker on the backhand. Oh, great try there by Margaret. Just sailing past a little bit. She gave it every chance. Stu Heyman now. Stu's bowled some pretty good solid bowls today. Yeah, come down on his backhand, try and add to the count. Pretty good to there from Stu. Ooh, just behind.
Yep, still in the head. 4 down.
4 down. Times like these, you need a solid third to step up, get your bowl in the head. You often get that with the likes of Bobby Hodge and Josh Lord, very solid thirds.
Mm-hmm. No, you need all your players to be able to salvage ahead if the players before didn't do it. But
he's cut it back. It's probably back to 1 now.
Yeah, probably got second shot out of that.
Yep.
So Kevin should be pretty happy there with Dan. And again, he's got 1 more, so he can correct on that line and hold that weight and dead draw it.
A nice little trail would help. You get back to 3 shots if he can trail in the area.
Yeah.
Well, he's drawn number 1. So it'll be 2 to Taralga.
Big thank you to Cole Appleby. He just brought us a cup of hot coffee. Yeah, Glenn Elliott extending it even further than now. Picks up a 3 to go to 22-4.
Yeah, good bowl this. Really
Excellent.
great bowl there by Dan Marshall.
Very good. 2 good bowls.
Holding 1 now.
Sometimes your third has to be your lead, and you've got to rely on them getting a bowl in the head. And so Dan cut it down with his first and dead drew it with his second. So Kevin Davis has to be pretty happy with that.
Kevin Harris has never done that. Don't mention Kevin Harris in save shots. Give away shots, yes. Save shots, no. Score update in the Austral versus Windsor after 31 ends. It is Austral 49, Windsor 25.
And 42-19 here, Taralga leading Glenbrook.
Oh,
Just runs through the head, so
very close. A tiny little hole there, and he found it.
Jeff Croker can afford to be aggressive. He's got a number of second shots, and they've got a big masterboard lead, so he can just keep playing without any pressure.
A good bowl. 2 shots to Glenbrook.
Yeah.
Great bowl there by Kevin Davis.
Don't think it changes Jeff's shot.
Skip third set, play the same bowl. You won't miss this time.
Stuart's interested.
It's in the area.
Oh,
He has missed again. Thanks, Apples.
yeah, the old you won't miss again gets him. So 2 shots here at the moment to Glenbrook Panthers.
Can you add to the total again, Kevin Davis? Trying hard. Well, he's made it interesting. I think he has. 1, 2. We're having a good look at it. Oh, the tape's come out.
2 in the measure.
That's one thing I've noticed a lot lately is players, when the thirds are measuring, it's the responsibility of the third who thinks he's got the shot to measure for it, correct?
Yes.
Tend to see a lot of the ones that are down and they're measuring to see how many they've gone down.
Yeah, no.
I was always taught that, you know what, if you want it,
You want it, you get
want
down
it,
there.
yeah.
You want it, you go down and measure
You
it.
get down and measure it, exactly.
Old school.
Yeah.
So 13-7 here. So Glenn Elliott leading 23-4. And Joe Corby leading by 7 as well.
Lee just going a little bit longer. A good solid 3/4 end this one. Glenda sticking to the narrow side there. On her backhand. Just a little bit long. Probably Costock. Pretty much played that forehand the whole day on that wide side. Just has to get his weight right. Well, he's picked up the bowl there, Robbie. He was about 2 or 3 metres over, but he's holding one shot. Glenda we'll just stick to her backhand again. She's probably got just over a metre to draw a shot. It's on the backhand, nicely out. Yeah, just a little bit heavy again by Glenda. Yeah, this one's not going to stay up either. Score updates from our grade 7 match. After 39 ends, it is currently Austral 50, lead Windsor 25. And in this match between Glenbrook and Taralga, Taralga are currently on 43 and Glenbrook are on 22 after 34 ends. Margaret Chacker just a little bit long. The line was good, it came back to the centre line. Tony from Taralga, it's on his backhand. Just coming around. It's just a little bit heavy by Tony. Just sitting around behind. Margaret Jacker on a forehand. Yeah, good bowl there by Margaret. That'll be number 1. Tony's still got probably 4 foot to draw a shot.
So just an update on grade 7, where Austral leading 52-25. The team of Ken Williams is leading Alan King from Windsor 22-3. Christine Page is leading Jeanette Brown 14-11. And Regis Marion is leading Neil Eldridge 14-11.
Dan Marshall just on his backhand here. Yeah, he's just gone on that wide line. Once you get outside that boundary peg, she's not coming back. So currently 1 shot to Margaret Jacker's green bowl. Stuart Heyman. It's on his backhand. Probably got 4 foot to get inside Margaret's bowl for shot. Got a pretty good line to there, just going to come down to his weight. Still 1 down. So he's just run on a little bit. It was a great line to bowl.
Yeah, no, yep. Jeff Croker just saying it was 1 down.
Dan Marshall again. Looks like he might have narrowed his line a little bit. Just trying to get inside Margaret's bowl. Oh, good try. Just caught the outside edge of it. His second shot. Stu only has to drop 2 foot here and he'll be shot. Got a really good line on his first bowl.
Disappointed with that.
Yeah, not his best one there. He's probably disappointed that bowl.
So just a reminder, the game that you're watching is a 2nd round match of grade 6. Glenda Lee, Margaret Jacker, Dan Marshall and Kevin Davis from Glenbrook Panthers are playing Robbie Coulstock, Tony Piassavoli, Stuart Heyman and Jeff Croker from the Taralga Tigers.
I think we might need to get a weather update again, Doc. See where we're at.
Yeah. There's a few more blankets appearing on the far side of the green.
There's a few blankets. So it is presently 8.4 here in Bargo, and it feels like 0.3.
So we're still above 0, so stop
Beautiful
complaining.
weather, beautiful. I'm glad I put sunscreen on this morning.
Yep. How good is bowls in autumn time?
Oh, lovely, lovely. Got Jeffrey Croker coming down on his backhand here. Might have just cut the head again by Jeff. And just a little bit heavy. Kevin Davies currently holding 1 shot. His rink is the only rink for Glenbrook that's currently in front. Well, he doesn't want to trail this. He was very lucky. Surely the bowls behind there are Taralga's. Well, he played Jeff's shot for him. I don't think he's too happy with this one, Jeff. Trying to hang on. I'd say we're going to be
Going to run through. So
going to be one to Glenbrook, I would say.
certainly one. I don't think that orange beats the back blue.
Yeah, just one shot to Glenbrook.
So just a reminder, the Nepean Highlanders Regional Bowls Association comes into existence on the 1st of July, and their first tournament will be the Region 4s. So entries will close at the end of June. Preliminary games will be on the 6th and 7th of July, and the finals on the 13th of July. Closely followed by the regional pairs. They'll close on the 8th of July, and we've got 4 days assigned to that, with the 27th and 28th being finals day. Just a reminder that all 5 disciplines, the men's and ladies opens, the men's and ladies seniors, and the unisex reserves will all occur at the same club. So there'll be 10 semi-finals in a morning and 5 finals in an afternoon. So see your local bowls secretary. That email's been sent around by our regional chairman of match, Gary Trevathan. So make sure that your bowl secretaries put that up on the board and you know how to enter your teams.
Robbie Colstock has switched from playing the backhand side to his forehand side. Bad try. Glendelise sticking to the forehand, the narrow side here, going back towards the car park. The first bowl was just past Jack. The second bowl had a really good line, finishing on the centre line, just a couple of metres short. Robbie just gone a little bit wide here. Once you get out past that boundary peg on this side, there's not much turn there coming back.
So masterboard in this game is Taralga 43, Glenbrook 24, 43-24. And in the grade 7, Austral number 2s have extended their lead. They now lead 56-25 over Windsor after 35 ends. So tomorrow morning in grade 7, Austral 1 will play Austral 2. That will be a winner takes all because both of them have won a game. And the way it's tracking at the moment, it will be Austral playing Taralga in a winner-take-all as well.
That's Tony just playing his backhand. Looks like he's going to pull up a good 4 to 5 metres short.
I'm sorry, I meant Blacktown Workers will play Taralga in a winner-take-all final.
Yeah, it's a very big win earlier by Blacktown Workers this morning. Completely decimated Glenbrook.
Yeah, Glenbrook just really haven't recovered. You know, they had a chance to really jump out on Taralga, having played on this speed of a green this morning, but they never really took that advantage. And,
No, they haven't.
And as Taralga's adjusted to the speed, they've just been slowly pulling away.
Well, after 11 ends, Glenn Elliott's rank is currently up 23-4 over Diane
Logier.
Logier. So that's really hurting, and also the other rink of Joseph Corby versus Bean Thornton. Joseph's up 17-5 on that rink as well. So that's really contributing to the mass blowout on the master scoreboard.
Yeah, so in those first 10, 15 ends, Glenbrook had a bit of a lead, 14-11, but once Taralga got the speed of it, then they've just been powering away.
Doc, for our afternoon viewers that might not have heard you this morning, why don't you give us an update again on what's going on with the Region 5?
Yeah, so Bowls New South Wales are amalgamating men's and women's competitive bowls into 16 regions. We've always had 16 zones in the men's, but there's been 20 or 30 or 40 different districts for the ladies, and they've decided to amalgamate. So for us, the existing Zone 5 will amalgamate with the Southern Tablelands Women's District, the Nepean Women's District, and the Mitchell and the Blue Mountains. So we'll be acquiring a number of other ladies clubs from Blacktown City, Hazelbrook and Lawson, and that will give us 31 different bowling clubs in the region. Our region will be called the Nepean Highlanders to determine that we've got a couple of highland regions in the Blue Mountains and the Southern Highlands, and the Nepean River connects about 20 different clubs where it starts in Robertson and finishes around Windsor. So there is an executive of 6. I've been fortunate to be elected the president of that. Tanya Kelly is our secretary. Lynn Bashir and Jackie Kelly will be the vice presidents. Cole Appleby is our treasurer, and Gary Trevathan is our chairman of match. The match committee, which again is an amalgamation of the ladies and the men's match committees, they have put together a calendar which has been approved by the state match committee, and we'll be running all our state championship tournaments, singles, pairs, triples and fours on weekends, and all the finals will happen at the same day. So we're working on amalgamation. We'll be looking for subcommittee members to join us on a coaching committee, on selectors, and on a finance committee, as well as a junior committee. So we're all working towards amalgamation and unification. So hopefully that's answered your question, Matt, and we're looking forward to getting this show up and running. There's a couple of meetings coming up to formally dissolve. So on the 22nd of May, Zone 5 will have a meeting to dissolve Zone 5, and then on the 4th of June, all those clubs will come together to formally agree on a new constitution and formally put together the regions. So onwards and upwards, we've got 31 clubs. We're all going to be coming together. So that's a bit of a wrap up of what the region has in store for you. Sorry for waffling.
So we've got
So Glenda Lee's holding the shot here.
Jeff Coker coming down, trying to sit Glenda out. Bit unsuccessful there. Still one shot to Glenbrook. Kevin Davis is trying to add to it again. Might just be cutting the head here. Just got another opportunity here. Very tricky, yeah. You've got to have the exact line here. If you go a little bit too wide, she's not coming back, especially with weight on it.
Yeah, I think with that,
you're going to find out right there.
Yeah, I heard the grunt very early on from Jeff, so he knew that he pushed it outside the line.
Right.
So one more to Glenbrook. So they're just extending their lead on this rink.
All they can do is what is their best on their own rink.
Yeah,
and they're having a good lead here. Unfortunately, their other two rinks aren't able to duplicate and replicate what they're doing. But everyone's just trying their best in very tricky conditions out here today. Green surface is in beautiful condition. You know, there's not much you can do about the weather. A little bit windy and gusty, and a little bit chilly for some.
Yep. So Beat Thornton is down 12, 17 to 5. Diane Logier is down 20, 26 to 6. So even though Kevin Davis is leading by 9, he's having to try to eat into a 12 and 20 shot deficit. So clearly struggling to do that.
Now, other game, Austral versus Windsor. After 37 ends, it's currently Austral 58, Windsor 26.
So tomorrow morning there'll be the final round of the Grade 6, and at the moment it looks like Taralga and Blacktown Workers, winner takes all for that one.
Yep.
And Austral 1 and Austral 2.
Versus Austral 2, yeah.
And again, winner take all for that flag. So very, very likely that Austral is guaranteed another flag by winning the 7s.
I just spoke to Juliana Cairns and Bernie Cairns from Austral, who are playing in the 7-1s that played earlier this morning. And they are playing the other Austral 7-2s tomorrow. They're all pumped for the game, and they're going to go and listen to rocking music on the way home just to pump up.
Rocky and Bullwinkle? Or,
No, Rocky Balboa.
Okay.
Eye the Tiger. Eye the Tiger. And that was from Jules. She was all pumped up.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any sledging going on tomorrow
I think
between the two teams, because there's a few known sledges playing, so
they know each other pretty well.
It'll be very interesting. And once again, the spectators, I think, will be a little bit divided.
Yeah. They'll have their favourites and they're not so favourites. So anyway, it's good. So as we know, Austral won Grade 2s. They've already got one flag in the bank, and they're probably going to be guaranteed a second flag in Grade 7. And they've got a chance. They've got a chance in Grade 4 when they play Picton on the Sunday afternoon game as well.
Yeah.
And in
Grade 5 as
Grade
well.
5 as well. They're playing
yeah.
Glenbrook in Grade 5. So
They're playing for 3 flags tomorrow.
Yep.
Which is a great effort by the club. I was only saying to their president, Terry Hooper, and their treasurer, Kenny Williams, last week when I went out and presented them with the Grade 2 flag. I think they've got 70 new bowlers that have come into the club in pretty much the last 18 months.
That's fantastic.
Which, is really good for the club. It's rejuvenated them, and which you need to have a bit of a turnover and get a lot of new players in, which they've done.
Yeah. No, it's a secret that most clubs struggle to achieve, but it's wonderful to see. They're getting families together. Clearly, there's parents and children playing together, and
awesome for the
brothers
sport.
Playing together, and that's moving that from the barefoot into the competition. It's great for Austral, and it's great for the Nepean Highlanders region.
Exactly.
To have a club that's growing.
Yeah.
Same thing here at Bargo. Bargo's been attracting high class bowlers under the leadership of Ben McCall and Shane Garvey. So that's always good. So we've got a grassroots approach, but also elite bowlers joining Austral, joining Bargo, and also the strength that's being built at Camden, Campbelltown, Penrith. It's great. It's good for the region.
Yep.
And we've got high hopes for our 2 representative squads coming to Northmead and Dundas for the state championships in a couple of weeks' time. So we do hope that some new blood will bring us some success.
Great bowl there by Margaret Jacker. The skip's hat was off and was waving around in the air. Great to see.
Got a bit of a wind chill factor, so we put it on again pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. Pretty good attempt here by Tony. Inside wick. No, he's found the hole again.
He's been very, very consistent, Tony. He's
He must be religious because he just keeps finding the holes all the time. Very holy, Tony. Very holy.
probably didn't win the $100 million Powerball.
No. There was one off on each number. Dan Marshall. Yeah, tricky hand, that forehand. You're too wide, she's going to stay there. You just got to hit that exact mark. As soon as you're under the line, it's gone. Backhand seems more forgiving if you can find your line. Stuart Heyman. Very smooth delivery there by Stuart. He's got a pretty good bowl coming in here. A pretty good bowl. He's going to pick the jack up clean. Great bowl by Stuart Heyman. Well done. One to Taralga. Let's see what Dan Marshall can do. He's got a couple of their own bowls coming up. I've got a little bit of a target there. Wouldn't hurt to play a metre or two overweight here. Give himself a chance. Oh, he's given it a good weight. He's just held out there against it.
And the master board is 54-27 to Taralga and 59-29 to Austral in the grade 7s. So about 20 odd ends to go, and both sides are leading by 27 and 30 respectively. So
I'd like to tell you that the that the weather has improved and the heat has picked up here. But
no, I think we've hit the zero wind chill factor.
yeah,
It was 0.1 about half an hour ago, and
where is Jason Flood? Jason Flood has switched in.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he doing his expert commentary?
And Sook, where are they?
And
Where are
Sook,
they all?
you know, Jace himself is a solid grade 6 bowler. He'd be able to give us some insights that we don't necessarily see.
Jeez, don't throw me under the bus.
Yeah, just keep nodding, Doc. You just keep nodding.
As I said in the morning, you can go out in a blaze because you're the outgoing zone president, but I've got to be agnostic and look after everybody. Connection.
Well,
Little
he's
double
made
kiss.
his bowl fall in. He's got the one shot there. The call to Jeff is to play hard through the head.
Yeah, good little split he's got here. Split those two bowls and stay in the head. Yeah, Stuart's interested.
Got potential, Stu said.
He's got the split.
He's got
the
potential.
split.
Oh, great attempt. Still one down.
Great shot.
Bowl.
Jeff
Really
Croker.
good attempt.
Jeff Croker, you don't live right. That was a great shot. You just got to play their shot. We know Jeff's going to be playing through the head and trailing the jack. You do it first. So Glenn Elliott leading 26-6. Joe Corby leading 21-5. And on this game, Jeff Croker trailing 7-16.
Kevin Davis, playing his forehand. Just looking to sit on something. He'll sit on the back of the bank.
Jeff plays the same bowl. He's got the jack through. There we go.
Jack to the ditch for 4.
Stuart must have listened to me.
There's the call. Bowled a bomb on his first. Can he match it again?
Plays the same shot. He's got it. Stuart's interested again. Just turned this time.
A lot of things going all over the place, but I don't think it's changed it. One shot to Glenbrook. 14.
Fifteen ends, I think. So first bowl in the ditch from Glenda.
Robbie Costa. It's got pretty good weight to there.
It's more like it, Robbie.
Yeah, good opening bowl there by Rob.
Glenda's going to make a big correction.
He's switching Glenda over to her backhand. Pretty good attempt here by Glenda. Oh, good second shot. Probably just looking to reach his own bowl. He'll just come in off the edge of it. Yeah, two good bowls there by Rob. Good solid lead bowl. That's back into the wind as well.
All right, we've got a special guest commentator.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
So we'd like to introduce Dougal Braithwaite, skipper of the Grade 3 team at Barrel Bowling Club. Was recently at the Champion Pairs with Alistair McDougall. Welcome, Dougs. What are your thoughts on the game so far?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Stephen, for that kind introduction. It's wonderful to be here at Bargo Sports Club watching all these bowls enthusiasts. Finals days are always a special event and brings out the best in the competitive nature, and it's been wonderful here this afternoon watching Grade 6 and 7 fight it out.
Thanks, Dougs. So I guess disappointing for Barrel. We missed out by 2 shots against Campbelltown, but very tight race in Grade 3.
Yeah, look, all congratulations to Campbelltown for winning Grade 3. They're a fantastic club and a great group of guys down there. Bowls is a game of inches, as we all know, and to miss out by 2 shots to win the section was disappointing, but not a bad season for Barrel. We had a good year. All congratulations to Campbelltown, and a special mention to Blacktown, who also competed very strongly this year.
It was a tight top 3. So Taralga are holding shot here with a blue bowl coming in, and they're playing the same hand. You're agreeing with that call so far? So that blue bowl of Robbie Coulstock is shot. Tony's coming in to try to make it 2.
Yeah, it's an interesting head. Terrific bowl. Positive weight for the shot there.
Okay, so so now you're Glenbrook, you're down. What hand are you going to be playing and why?
I think there's an opportunity for an open backhand, but I'd be playing the forehand. I think you've got an opportunity there to sit 1 or 2 bowls or get a straightener there. I'd be thinking that would be the percentage shot.
Yeah, I think you can land the blue bowl and you'll stay in the head, and if you're narrow onto the white, you've got to plant onto your green. Now, saying that, it might actually work on the backhand, but on a 16-second green, open draws are pretty hard to come by.
Yeah, and I confer with you on that, Steve, that you can play the open hand, but you have to be spot on, and that's the problem you'll have, is that we'll just run through the head a little bit, whereas right now you just want to build bowls in the head.
So Taralga's playing this forehand. This forehand is a bit, this is Stuart Heyman coming down. This forehand is sort of holding, so...
Not sure if he was covering there, but if he was covering, if it stays up, it's a pretty good bowl. But no, it won't stay up. Looks like the wind swung around here, Steve. I'm not sure the viewers at home can tell, but it's coming quite hard from the right to the left as you look at the screen. So there's quite a strong cross breeze at the moment. He's just left it. Oh, he's tried to take that yard off, and he's just going to leave this one short.
So the difficulty of dead drawing on a very fast green.
And the breeze, you may have spoken about it earlier, Steve, but the breeze is certainly playing a factor here today.
Yeah, and we've got, where this head is at the moment, it's actually sheltered with the clubhouse, but it's a naturally narrow hand, this ditch rink. So people are struggling to get this line right.
So that was Dan, was it?
It was Dan, yeah.
Yeah, it's Dan. It's just a bit heavy on his last one, so he's tried to pull that one back, and he's just pulled up a bit short.
That was Stuart.
Oh, beg your pardon.
So now
beg your pardon.
Kevin Davis from Glenbrook's on the mat.
All right, so it's not losing. Glenbrook.
So Kevin Davis got a 10-shot lead. He's the shining light for Glenbrook at the moment. They're losing by 17 and 20 plus on the other two rinks, so looking like they won't be coming back to pick up a flag tomorrow. And we'll have a Taralga and Blacktown Workers final in grade 6. So pretty tentative here from Kevin Davis. Trying the dead draw.
Yeah, again, I like that on the other hand, the backhand for Kevin. I still think you can sit that front blue and or get the edge there to guide you in.
So Jeff Croker from...
But I'm not on the mat, Steve, and we all know you have to make decisions when you're out there.
True. But hopefully you have a good third who can tell you the right shots to play.
Well, occasionally you're fortunate enough to have a good skip, a good lead. Third, I should say. Put me off guard there. Thank you, Stephen.
So he's looking like a dead draw has occurred. There you go. It can be done.
And all congratulations to him for playing the shot. 1 out of 4, though, I would suggest, Steve. So if they'd come the other way, they could have not left it until the last bowl. But...
Yeah, I think that's true. You know, they had 4 cracks at it, two from the third and 2 from the skip, and they got it. But the percentage shot would have been the other way. So 1 to Taralga. It's now 8-17, I'm sorry. And that's after 16 ends. So we're in the home stretch. Taralga's got a good 25 plus shot lead. And in grade 6, so now a bit of a blowout. Austral 66 leading Windsor 29. So Windsor will be going home today with 2 losses. And Austral number 1 and Austral number 2 will be playing off for the number 7 flag tomorrow morning. So that's guaranteed another flag for Austral after winning the grade 2.
It's a little bit of a shame, Stephen. The viewers at home can't see the blankets over the other side. Or can they see it? No.
No, they can't.
No, they can't see the blankets over there.
But we do know from earlier on when Matt Hooker was with us that he went to the Bureau of Meteorology and it was 0.1 degrees was the wind chill factor. And had to give him some gloves to keep him happy. And you're going to give me a cuddle to try to keep warm as well, I believe. So
So Glenbrook with the mat here, they've decided to maintain a fairly long length here.
Yeah, it's been the pattern all day. Everybody's played 3/4 to long. No one's ever brought a mat up. No one's played a short length. Now on a very slick green, that's hard to do, but you've got to try to change the momentum. And everyone's playing the same length, and the team's just getting beaten. They've got to do something different.
Yeah, I think, Steve, what you'll find there with your team is sometimes if you have a good third, they'll actually give you some input as a skip and ask to sort of change those things up a little bit.
Oh, yes. What makes a good third, Dougal?
Well, I suppose what you're looking for is a bit of insight into what the team are thinking at the other end, and but also tactically where you might be able to catch them out a little bit. It's one of the ideas that I often ask my third. Is there any input from the other end? Do they want to shorten it up? Have they found a weakness in the opposition at all? Steve, they're probably my thoughts on what makes one of the things that a good third can really contribute to a skip.
Yeah. Excellent insights, there, dudes. It's rare to get into the mind of a top bowler like this. I do hope you'll I do hope you'll find one of those thirds one day, Mr. Braithwaite.
What position do you play in Pennants this year, Doc?
You're cutting out there, Matt. For those of you who may not be aware, I played third for Dougal all year. We won 7 out of 10.
Yes, it's interesting you'd ask me live on air my thoughts on a third, but...
So, Duke, who's going to be playing third for you next year, mate? That's the question.
That's probably the $1 million question. Doc's just left the commentary area. Well, there's a few ideas, Matty, and thank you for the question. We have a couple of good bowlers coming through at Barrel who I think deserve an opportunity.
Alistair
McGee is one who comes to mind. He had a good run in the champion state finals up in Cabravale.
Played some good bowls, yeah.
He's clearly one that we've got an eye on.
Is Mickey Spong hanging around? Rumour has it that Doc's got the thumbs up. Mickey Spong he's been re-signed.
Well, unlike a lot of
big contract there for Mickey.
Well, look, unlike a lot of clubs, we like a good rumour down at Barrel. Unlike a lot of other clubs. So at the start of every year or in between Pennants season, we like a bit of speculation about where our bowlers may or may not go. It sort of adds a bit of spice to the zone. But at this stage, our starting position is that Spongy's leaving the club until such time as he re-signs with the club. Matty, have you heard the rumours at all, or is there anything you can let us know about the situation?
I heard something. I heard he's been thrown money by plenty of clubs because, let's face it, Spongy's an absolute champion. Any club would want him.
A lot of cribble going on here.
I think, but you have to look at it now. Now that he's a senior, I think he wants to stick with the seniors.
Yeah.
Not many seniors at Bargo.
Is Mickey Armstrong a senior?
Mickey Armstrong will be a senior next year. So look out for Barrel in the senior fours.
Matt Hooker, one of the greats of the zone, can I just say, can I just bring it back to a question you asked before about thirds and what makes a good third?
Yeah.
You've bowled with and against some of the players at Barrel. What are your ideas on what makes a good third?
Well,
you've played many positions.
Yeah, I've played many positions, left, right, out, third reserve on the bench.
Chief Orange Peeler. I've had that role myself numerous times.
Yep.
Good third. What are you looking for in a good third?
Can read the head, knows the strengths and weaknesses of the skipper, can use the strengths and weaknesses of position to know what shot they're going to play, so where the danger is, so he can alert his skipper of where the danger and that is. And a good draw bowler, where if your lead and your second don't get there, or the head changes and you're in trouble, can just flat draw you and get your shots in the head. Remain calm and get your shots in the head.
I would give you a tick in every one of those boxes, Matt. I think that's a fantastic summary of what you're looking for from a good third, particularly around reading the opposition, strengths and weaknesses, and the strengths of your own team.
Yeah, it is. Like,
If I could contribute one more thing, if I may, I've also found a third who can play a good metre, a metre of weight, but a controlled metre of weight.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it sounds easy, but it's not as easy as what you think. And I think it takes a lot of years to perfect, to be able to play that, 2 foot over, 3 foot over, and under control. Especially if you get on a green at 17, 18 seconds. Be able to play that which is just over draw, and
it's a controlled weight. To sit and stay a bowl on 16 seconds. I recall back when I started bowling 10 years ago, I asked one of the zone skips up in zone 9 where I started, how much weight did I need to roll a bowl a foot on a 16-second green? And he explained to me I needed a foot of weight to roll another bowl a foot. So it is quite a skill playing third to have that ability to play that controlled weight. I think Steve Deller's back with us, and Steve does play third. He might be able to contribute a little bit to it. We were just talking about the technicalities, Steve, of playing controlled weight, foot of weight on a 16-second green.
Yes. What would you like to know about that? How to do it?
Well, as a specialist third, do you have any comments on that?
Well, I think the main part there is controlled. Right, you want to actually control your weight, because if you miss, you're still going to be in the head. If you connect and you hit your object bowl like this one,
that is a fantastic example. That's a fantastic example of what we were discussing.
Very good bowl there by Kevin Davis.
And so if he didn't hit the object bowl, he would have stayed in the head. So you've always got to make your bowl finish in, as you say, the V, which is this little area between 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock behind the head, always in the catching pen. But you don't want to be losing bowls. You don't want to be playing 4 or 5 metres of weight, and that 2 feet through is a real skill.
It's a great summary, and thanks for your input there, Matt, on what makes a great third. It's been a pleasure joining the commentary team and speaking to some of the greats of Zone 9, and they've certainly got some good insights.
Zone 5. Where's Zone 5?
Zone 5?
Yeah, where's Zone 5?
I came from Zone 9.
Right. You come from Zone 9.
You can take the boy out of the zone. You can't take
Zone 5 is about half as good as Zone 9. We're twice as good as Zone 2.
Hey, Matty, have you met Steve Rawlins? Rawlo? Your input there.
That's all right.
We came back pretty hard at Steve on the question without notice.
This around the ground score in our Division 7 match currently after 45 ends. Austral are on 72, Windsor 33. The score update here in our Grade 6 match is
60 to Taralga.
60 to Taralgan.
66 32.
56 to 32 on 48 ends.
So looking like Taralga's safe, and they'll be playing Blacktown Workers in a winner-take-all match tomorrow morning for the Grade 6 flag, and Austral will be playing Austral. So Austral 1 play Austral 2 for a winner-take-all in the Grade 7 flag. So they're the morning games, and then the afternoon games is going to be Austral and Picton in Grade 4, and Austral and Glenbrook in Grade 5.
Just looking at it, it's struggling a little bit here as the wind sort of comes on and off and the clubhouse comes into play. Just struggling a little bit on this end, but they've found it on the second one there.
I think the greens just slowed down a little bit just with the coolness starting to set in. Going back towards the car park as well into the wind. We've got Margaret Jacker here. Margaret's bowled some really good bowls today. Even though they're going to be defeated on the master board, when she can hold her head up high. This rink's done really well. They're leading 20-7. They've done their job. Unfortunately, on the other rinks, they haven't been as lucky.
And Tony Piazzavoli, who's on the mat now, he's been very, very solid for Taralga. You know, Robbie has struggled, but Tony's basically covered him. Always had bowls in the head. It's been a good tussle, but for this Penrith side, looking like they're going to win it. They're 20-7 with 4 ends to play, so unlikely they're going to lose their rink, but unfortunately the master board's the only thing that counts, and with Glenn Elliott leading 30-7 and Joe Corby leading 23-5, this is a win for Taralga, and the margin's not really relevant now because Blacktown have a win, Taralga have a win. The winner of that game will take the flag. Yep, if there's a big board draw, then the larger margin will come into it.
There's Margot coming in as Matt correctly pointed out. That's a lovely correction on her first bowl.
Bowled some really solid bowls today. Big thank you as well to our cameramen for the day, Tanya Davies and Nikki Riles. Stand there in the freezing cold all day. It's very much appreciated. And our sideline cameraman as well, Mitch Hillout. Thanks, Mitch.
Well, Matt, Stephen, thank you for having me in on the commentary. Congratulations to Zone 5 and what you guys have done by showing this live. I think it's a great initiative, and I think you're putting on a really good broadcast. So, well done, and thank you for having me. And I'll see you around the traps.
Yeah, no, thanks Dougal. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for your insights. We're here all day tomorrow if you want to drop in. Thanks. That was Dougal Braithwaite, top grade bowler for Barrow Bowling Club. And he's being mobbed by his fans as he leaves the commentary position.
Signing autographs, Dougal, high fives, selfies, going berserk. Ben McCall, you're tuning in. Dougal said he'll save a selfie for you. He knows you're pretty disappointed you missed out, but he'll do a selfie with you next time he sees you.
Don't worry. Oh, damn.
Oh, beautiful.
So we've got a couple of shots here to Taralga. Margaret and Dan have drawn a shot.
Stu Heyman come down on his backhand. Just on the outside. Can he cut in late?
Very good weight. Just on
Great try. That'll be third shot, but still currently 2 shots there to
Taralga. So just remembering that we're here at Bargo Sports Club. We'll be here all day tomorrow. And there's music here tonight if you're in the area. Also great dining options at the grill and their pizza, and Thursday night trivia. So we're really pleased that Bargo Sports Club have sponsored this event. They've looked after us really well. The organisation's been terrific. Hopefully you agree that the Wi-Fi and the connection's been really good. We haven't had any dropouts today, so hopefully you're enjoying this event.
Got our skips on the mat now. Kevin Davis. Going to draw another shot in here. It's got pretty good weight to there. Oh, Oh, just missed it, Jack. Great try. Jeff Croker going to come down his forehand with a little bit of weight here. Just looking for contact on either the shot bowl.
Through the hole. Look at that.
Oh, there is a Kevin Harris Reuben Wiki. It was all about the call there. That's what he called the third.
Work it, Greg. Come on. What's Kevin? Bit heavy. Great line.
Kevin just going a little bit wide there and in the ditch. Currently one shot to Taralga. Jeff's looking to get in there clean for a second. Freight train going through again. Switch on mute. Two shots there to Taralga. Ends on this rank. It is Glenbrook 20, Taralga 9. Nice long freight train going through.
Yes.
About a kilometre long. Robbie Colstock playing his forehand, just trying to get him off to a good start. 3 ends left in this live streaming match. Yeah, pretty good weight there by Robbie. Now we've got a freight train going in the opposite direction. Well timed here. In our grade 7 other match, there's currently, after 48 ends, Austral 72, Windsor 36. So that means, without a miracle, that the 2 Austral teams will be playing off for the grade 7 flag tomorrow morning. We'll be live streaming one of the rinks there from that match, which will be the Ken Williams Austral 2 team versus the John Salton Austral 1 team.
So masterboard update, Glenbrook 33, trailing Taralga 69, so a 36-shot lead with 12 ends to play. And in grade 7, Austral 72, Windsor 36. So, barring a miracle, Austral will win that game and Taralga will win this game. So 2 losses to Glenbrook Panthers and 2 losses to Windsor. We'd like to congratulate them on winning their section. It's always hard to win any section in a game, in a 10-week series. So congratulations to all their players for getting this far. But unfortunately, they've run into a couple of red-hot teams today. So 2 fairly dominant wins against them, which should hopefully mean a tight match tomorrow morning.
Yeah, Margaret Jacket, just beautiful line again, but just a few metres over, just going into the ditch. Tony from Taralga. Just playing this backhand side. Yeah, got a pretty good bowl there from Tony. That'll be the number one shot. Great bowl, Tony. Still got a couple of feet there to draw in for shot. Margaret looks to have dropped a little bit of weight off her previous one. Might have just tightened her line up a little bit too much as well. Really good weight there by Margaret, just cutting the head.
So we apologise. We've asked Kevin Davis 100 times to move, but he's chosen to ignore us 100 times. So we have tried to get him off the line. So apologies to viewers that you can't see the head. So now he's moved to show the fact that Stuart Heyman had drawn that shot.
Good work, boy.
So Stuart Heyman on the mat again, trying to reproduce his last bowl and draw another one on his backhand.
That's where it is.
Dan coming down on his forehand. Well, good bowl there by Dan. Just Reuben wicking and then straighten up and taking the jack. Good bowl.
Yeah, been a good tussle between Dan and Stuart in the third position.
Yeah, it has.
In fact, all the matchups, Tony and Margaret are second, Stuart and Dan, and Jeff and Kevin. It's been pretty tight. On live.
Oh, another little Reuben. Well, a bit hard to see if he's got in here from there.
Yes, they haven't quite done it, but I quite like that that brown that Jeff Croker bowl. Gets a slice, just misses it.
Down the hole.
If he had a slice, then that orange bowl of Dan's would have been the catcher.
They got 5 seconds, so he's saying if you can sink that orange bowl out, you're going to pick up 5 shots here.
So Jeff Croker trying to arrive on the orange bowl. Getting interested and just misses on the outside. But worth a crack with 5 seconds.
Big difference. I'm still shooting.
And that's 1-2 Taralga. So Jeff's first bowl got in there. So we're reaching the end of this match, and as we've said, Taralga's got a commanding lead on the masterboard, leading by 30 shots on the Glen Elliott, 37-7, and on the Joe Corby, leading by 23-8. So pretty unlikely that Taralga will lose this match. And on 52 ends in grade 7, Austral 76, Windsor 39. So we do have to finish the game because the margins may be important if these two winners have a... So even though they're both having a win plus 50 versus a win plus 52 is going to be a very different game if there happens to be a draw on the masterboard tomorrow, which is always possible. So we do have to finish the 63 ends because every shot counts.
Oh, great lead bowls here. Both of them in the area. Yeah, two good bowls there by Rob.
Yeah, very good leading from Rob. He took a while to get going, but he's certainly come good in the last 5 to 10 ends. So I'm not going to speak too soon, but the wind seems to have abated.
Glenbrook on her forehand as well. Oh, just missing everything. Really good try.
Yeah. It stays up, so that bowl may count if the jack moves back. So looking still pretty positive bowl, even though they didn't get the shot.
It's only going to come down his forehand, it looks. Yeah, coming down the forehand as well. Currently holding maybe 2 shots. Yeah, good bowl here by Tony. That'll be 3 shots to Taralga. Gentlemen. Tony from Taralga, about to play his backhand. Currently holding possibly 4 shots. Actually, no, it's not, because it's only 1.
Yeah, the green bowler Margaret's
got hers in there. Margaret on the forehand again. Trying to get there. Really good line there by Margaret, just pulling up just over 1.5 meters short. Stuart Heyman on his backhand. Yeah, pretty good bowl there from Stuart. Looks like that could be the number 1 shot. Currently holding 2.
I know it doesn't bother this way, but I'll see you on 15.
Okay. So Dan Marshall trying to find a path between the green.
Yeah, he's got a clean run. Great
and
bowl
hats
there
off.
by Dan Marshall.
Beautiful shot.
Oh, that toucher as
Front
well.
toucher.
Great bowl.
Beautiful shot.
At the conclusion, they're on the 20th end of the live stream match. After the last end, we'll be wrapping up until tomorrow, but none of the games are in any doubt. Currently, Austral lead Windsor 77-40 after 54 ends, and this game is Taralga 70 versus 35 to Glenbrook.
So Dan Marshall trying to do it again, see if he can reproduce his last bowl. And then when they cross, I'll give you the score updates in the grade 7 game. Matt gave you the big board, which is 77-40. Austral pretty much safe, and I'll give you the actual rink scores at the moment. So Ken Williams from Austral is leading Alan King from Windsor 25-9. Christine Page is leading Jeanette Brown 33-14. And Regis Marion is leading Neil Eldridge 18-16. So Austral leading all 3 games, and they are 37 ahead with 9 ends to play.
Just a reminder that tomorrow's games will start at 8:30 as well as what it did today. And that'll be Austral versus Austral will be our live stream match again, which will, with the skippers of John Sultana versus Kenneth Williams, will be the live stream game.
And in the grade 6, we'll keep you abreast of the Taralga versus Taralga versus Blacktown Workers, and he's gone and killed it, so they've got to stay out there for one more end.
And they're not happy.
Another end out here, boys.
That's the punishment you get for trying to kill the end when you're so far ahead. Anyway, pretty good connection there from Jeff Croker. So we have two more ends here.
Well, they took it in good spirits.
So we're up and back again. And Kevin's got the message to move away, so he's done that for us. Robbie Coolstock. Much better start there.
Good start there by Rob.
So Glenda Lee against Rob's Coolstock, Battle of the Leads. Margaret Jacker versus Tony Piasavoli. Our second, Dan Marshall and Stuart Heyman, and Kevin Davis currently leading Jeff Croker 20-10 on the 19th end. And this is reaching the conclusion of the Grade 6 Round 2 match, and the Grade 7 Round 2 match is seeing an Austral win 78-40. Mick Anderson, welcome, and a few shout outs to Ron Dyball and Andrew Frater, our immediate past president for Zone 5, welcome, and Couchy's back. Matty Panovitz, so got all the luminaries of Zone 5 watching. We hope you're enjoying the show and hope that you can join us tomorrow morning, 8:30 from Bargo Sports Club, for where we'll be handing out 4 flags to the winners of grades 4, 5, 6 and 7, knowing that Austral's already received their flag for grade 2 and Campbelltown City have also received their flag for grade 3. Another near miss from Margaret. So in the top right, you can see the people sitting by the road with their blankets covering them. That's the Austral cheer squad. So you can see behind Margaret that pink, and those 2 pinks are 6 Austral supporters all huddled under a blanket. The poor manager's got to keep standing up in his shorts and changing the board. And a good bowl there from Stuart Heyman. Nice little dead draw. So the word on the street is that the Austral mascot, the Austral Eagle, is going to come and make an appearance. I guess I'll be rugged up, so probably the smartest thing to do if you're the Austral Eagle, come to Bargo and wear a silly suit. Did you hear that, Matt? The Austral Eagle is visiting us tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard that.
Is it Eddie the Eagle, or has he got a name?
I don't know. Depends if Matt Penowitz has got it on. I heard a rumour Matt Penowitz will be having it.
Okay, well, we know Matt's watching, so we'll expect an answer to that rumour shortly.
Yeah, they've decided that Matt's best contribution to the club is to dress as the Eagle. That's how he can best benefit the club. Good on you, Matty. Of course, the 2 best Pennants players are playing tomorrow, and his brother Terry and his father Peter. So we'll be watching them with eager eyes.
Another Austral dynasty.
Another Austral dynasty, and Wendy, their mum, also plays there.
We've got the Langfields, and we've got the Panavitzes, and we've got the Cairns. We've got a whole bunch of, it's almost like Canterbury in the 1980s.
Yeah, I think so.
The Mortimers and the Hugheses and the Ellers, although that was Parramatta, but it's good to see families playing together and in a club fostering participation at all ages. So the jack is in the ditch. You can see to the right of the number 6, that is telling you where that jack is. The orange bowl is to the left of the number 6. So It's either that blue bowl directly in front of the marker that's a shot, or it's the bowl in the ditch. Probably would think it's a bowl in the ditch. Well, at least the good news for everybody watching is that this will not be a dead end, and we will be playing one more end.
This is a real family club at Austral, and you have Chris Couchman and Anthony Breeze play there, and they also live together. So Breeze is back at the club.
That's good.
He's up at the rugby league at the moment. He's gone up there. So I hope he's enjoying his time up in Queensland. I hope you got the house clean for Nkouchi when he gets back.
Couch will be here tomorrow, playing in the grade 4s. So Kevin Davis, last bowl on this end, on the 20th end. Trying to hit one of these white bowls up.
You want to give me two?
Yeah. So that bowl coming out was a
One to Taralga.
one to Taralga.
Last end that takes it to Glenbrook 20, Taralga 11.
So we're playing the last end.
And in our other grade, Austral currently 80, Windsor 42 after 57 ends.
So we'll be leaving at the end of this. We do know that Austral will not lose with a 38-shot lead with 6 to play. They're looking pretty safe. And so Austral 1 will play Austral 2 tomorrow morning in the grade 7 final, and we'll be live streaming that tomorrow morning from 8:30. And we do know that Taralga is very, very likely to win this match, and they'll be playing Blacktown Workers in a grade 6 final. And although we won't be live streaming that, we'll be keeping you abreast of all the scores tomorrow morning. So we'll keep going to the conclusion of this match. Just keep an eye out on Bowls Link. Gary Trevathan will update the
Scores of the other matches.
The scores. So a big thank you to all the staff here at Bargo Sports Club for their help through the day. Big thank you to to Mitchell Hilliard and Graham Brooks for their help. Robbo is the umpires today.
Cameraman Tanya.
Tanya Kelly and Michael Riles have been our 2 cameramen. We're going to need a new cameraman tomorrow because Tanya's off to the Hunter Valley. She's going to jump in a helicopter, she was telling me at lunch. Her and her husband got a little surprise, so they'll be off to the Hunter Valley. Hopefully there's no wind tomorrow and they won't freeze to death in a helicopter. So we'll be looking for a new cameraman tomorrow, so anybody wants to learn some skills, and if anybody wants to be a Dougal Braithwaite and shine behind the microphone, we'll have opportunities. If anybody's looking for a gig to try to jump on the wired world of sports commentary team, come and join Matty and I tomorrow. If you'd like to hear more of Dougal, just drop us a message on Facebook. If you'd like to hear less of Dougal, do the same, please.
Tony from Taralga playing his backhand. So had a pretty good game, Tony. In a beaten team, he can hold his head held high.
Nearly run out.
He's had bowls in the head each end. Oh, good try again there from Tony. Just missing the jack and just a little bit heavy. Margaret Jacker is coming on her backhand also. They've had a really good tussle up in the middle there between Margaret and Tony. Great bowl there from Margaret. Oh, up and down for shot, but very close. Stuart Heyman following Margaret down on the backhand. Yeah, still up and down for shot at the moment. Dan Marshall with his orange bowls. If he can just beat the inside green bowls, he'll definitely have shot. Pretty good weight there by Dan, just cut the head. Stu Heyman again. Just got to lose a metre of weight. It's not going to be far off here. Oh, just dropped a metre. Still there for the taking, but Dan's weight was pretty good on his first bowl. Just got to find his grass, and he should be very close. Skipper's pretty happy. Well, just drifted and cut weight. Once again, it seems to be a measure all round for shot. On up.
So as that wind's dropped, the players' comfort's improved. It's now 2.6. So it's 7.7 degrees here in Bargo, but it feels like 2.6. So we got to negative this morning, and we got to 0.1 degrees this afternoon, but now it's flying up to 2.6.
Jeffrey Croker just on his forehand. He's trying to catch the edge. No edge. Kevin Davis.
So we're down to the last two ends, last two bowls.
Get there. This could be a measure all round for about 5 different bowls.
Yeah, here comes the orbital. Although I think I'll just toss a coin and give it to
A
somebody.
bit of weight here from Jeff.
Okay, something's going to change.
He's not mucking around.
Going for a bear jack and misses a bear jack. So okay, last chance.
Just before we finish our coverage, In our grade 7 game is currently Austral 83, Windsor 43 after 60 ends. It's currently Taralga 76 versus Glenbrook 40 in this match, and they're just doing a measure all round for shot here.
So good win to Taralga. They will play Blacktown Workers in a final winner takes all, 1 to Glenbrook.
1 to Glenbrook.
So they end up winning 21-11. So congratulations to Kevin Davis and his side, Glenda Lee, Margaret Jacker, Dan Marshall and Kevin Davis for defeating the Taralga side of Robbie Coulstock, Tony Piassavoli, Stuart Heyman and Jeff Croker.
Danny.
So we've got a apologies for that, viewers. Glenn Elliott won 40-12, and Joe Corby is leading 27-8, playing the last end. So 83-44, Austral are in an unbeatable position, and also Taralga in an unbeatable position. So tomorrow morning we'll have the grade 6 final of Taralga versus Blacktown Workers. We'll have the grade 7 final, which will be live streaming of Austral 1 versus Austral 2. And then at 1 p.m, we'll have Austral versus Picton. And in the grade 5s, we'll have Austral versus Glenbrook. So we'd like to thank you all for your input, tuning in today. We will leave you and love you. We'll be back at 8:30 in the morning. And hopefully the wind drops and we'll have another great day of bowls. And a big thank you to all the supporters who've been out today in pretty tough conditions. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit tomorrow. Thanks for Nathan Irvine for preparing a fantastic green here at Bargo. And thanks for all the officials and supporters and volunteers at Bargo Sports Club. Shout out to Ben McCall. Thanks for all the hospitality your club has shown us and all the great organisation your club has provided us, and we'll do it all again tomorrow. We will also be announcing the Club of the Year and the Open, Senior and Reserve Bowlers of the Year tomorrow after the morning game. So signing off here from Matt Hooker and myself, Stephen Della. Hope you have a nice evening, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Au revoir.